Hello all, welcome to the DLIC practical session. Today we will be doing V2I converter. There are two types of V2I converters. First one is a floating load and second one is the grounded load. What we are currently seeing on the screen is the floating load type, and here we will be seeing the grounded load type. This is called as the grounded load because the load over here is grounded. Simple. So to start with, we'll be starting with the floating load. The circuit looks simple, but both are equally simple to understand as well as interpret. So I would like to show you a document on it. So here you see something known as voltage compliance rule. What does this rule state? It simply states that the output voltage should be between Vsat minus V and Vsat plus V. Now, in our current problem, we take as the V input as 1 volt to 5 volts and the load current as 4 milliamps to 20 milliamps and V sat as 15 volts. So, taking in consideration our values, our V out would be something close to 10 volts to 20 volts. Perfect. When we look at the output voltage, accordingly we calculate the value from the formula. So, when we look at the load resistance, according to the formula for the output voltage, we just shift them over here. We see the load resistance have to be close than 450, less than 450. Now a question arises: what if the load resistance is greater than 450? What the value which we will get, the current value, that will be very less when we take the load resistance beyond 450. This is what the voltage compliance rule states, and this is very crucial in determining the circuit. If the load resistance goes above 450, we can see a minimal or almost very low current compared to what it actually should. So similarly, we calculate our resistor 1 value, which is 250. Now we will be going to the LT Spice and checking what the voltage compliance rules is actually through simulation. Here we go. We have basically attached a ground over here. These are the two resistors, 249.9 ohms. There is this R3 resistor, this is the load resistor of 250 ohms. This is our op-amp OP07. Here we have a voltage source, and this is the two voltage source that we usually apply. And as we know, this is the .op thing. You can get it by going to the simulation, edit simulation command. Here, when you go on the DC operating point, simply you have to press OK and you will get this .op. Since I have already selected, I would be re-showing it. So I just delete it, escape. Now I go to the simulate, edit simulation command. We traverse to the DC op point. Here we see this .op. We need not change anything. We should keep it as is and just place it anywhere on the screen. Okay. Now we will be simply running the simulation. We get some values, but we are not interested in this. What we are interested in is this. Remember in the Word document we saw this had to come between 10 to 20 volts. Okay. And what we see over here is 20 volts. Very close, a bit fluctuation we could see, but that's fine. Similarly, we'll be checking for 1 volt too. And here we run it again. Here you see as 4 milliamps. This was the value in our document. 4 milliamps to 20 milliamps. Now we'll again go to LT Spice. So this was about the floating load. We have successfully experimentally verified both the values. Now we'll be simply moving to the grounded load. So this is the circuit for grounded load. Though it looks complicated, it's really very simple, similar to our floating load. Here we have a voltage source, a resistor, a load resistor which is grounded, that's why this is named as grounded load. We have a resistor which is of 250 ohms, one OP07, two resistors over here, ground. Okay. Now we will be measuring our current over here. Okay. So what we will be doing is we will be simply running it. Okay, so since the circuit I made recently, we don't have the .op simulation command placed on it. We'll be simply doing it. We have already placed it, and we see the operating point values coming up. There seems to be some error. Just give me a second, guys. Oh, okay. By mistake, I forgot to put in the voltage values. We'll be putting these values soon. Yeah, and now we'll be running it again. We can see no error, and now we'll be measuring over here, somewhere over here. We see some FV value, right? We don't want it in voltage. So what we'll be doing is we will be removing this dollar sign. Dollar sign is for the variable. So here it has mentioned that dollar allows us to VN003. So the N003 voltage is showing. But what we want is this IRL voltage. So we'll be simply choosing it. And here you can see some voltage. So there was some problem in the circuit connections. We have rectified it. This is the same circuit, just the wiring went wrong here and there. So I'll be rerunning the simulation. Okay, here we go. When we run it, we simply click over here. We need to change this value with IRL, and here we see it is 3.99, which is very close to 4 milliamps. So this is right for 1 volt. We'll be changing it for 5 volts too, and we can see this is 19.43, which is really close to 20. So we can say our calculations were right and our circuit is working extremely fine. If you want, we can change this to anything you want. Let's say this. We run this.